Hi, today at Edward D. Museum we're going to draw a portrait. It's going to be a special portrait because what I want you to do with this portrait is to pick someone that you really care about, and we're going to draw this so you can remember how fortunate you are to have them in your life. The portrait will have, of course, an image of them, but we're also going to include some other things. If you choose to draw a portrait of yourself, you can also draw things that you're grateful for. At the Edward D. Museum we have a lot of portraits, like this one here. And the portraits are something that helps us remember people that have come before us. So I hope you have fun with me and we'll draw a portrait. See you in a minute. Okay, so let's start our portrait. First of all, what do you need? You need an eraser. You need some pencils, and you can use any pencils. You can have your mechanical, or I like HB, or a number 2 pencil works just fine. A pencil sharpener, and a ruler, or something that's straight. We should be good with all of these things. So as I said, we're going to do a portrait, and we're going to have this portrait tell us about the person we are drawing. So we're going to include things besides just their face. So what you want to do is you want to start by using your ruler and draw a straight line down the middle of your page. You can also fold your page in half if you'd rather, but this line will keep our features of our face aligned. And I'm going to draw these lines pretty dark so you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to draw them this dark. It's just I want to make sure that you can see. And you can see with your hand, when you do a circle shape, you notice that your hand goes in a circular motion. So we're going to draw a circle in the middle of our page. And I'm just going to use my hand to draw a perfectly rounded half circle on this side. And then just do the same thing over on this side. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want, you can use something to draw the circle. Maybe, let's see, what could you use for something like that? Maybe a roll of tape would work. I could lay this down. But I'm just going to do it freehand because to me that's easier. Okay, so now we have a line and a circle, and we want to draw the bottom part of the face. This is what I am trying to do. I'm trying to draw the overall proportions of the face. So I'm going to have you come down from a middle line in the middle of the circle, right here. We're going to draw a line a little bit below the middle. And this is going to be where our eyebrows fall. But also, you're going to start from that line, and you're going to draw in a little bit from the edge of the circle and come around and make half of the bottom part of the face where our chin is. And do the same thing on this side. And having this line here helps us to kind of try to make these the same shape. Okay, so we have our circle with a cross in the middle of it, and we have the bottom part of the chin. At this point, what you want to do is you want to bring your pencil to the middle of this cross line and bring it down, and this will be where we start to build our nose. Do the same thing on this side, right in the middle. Bring it down, right there. So you can see how our eyes are starting to be laid out for us. And because your nose has a shape to it that is kind of rounded at the end, we're going to draw a little circle right here. So we have all the components in to start our features. Now, your mouth is about a third of the way between the bottom of your nose and the bottom of your chin. So we're just going to make a little line here that will go back and we'll make into our mouth. From the bottom of your nose, you can draw a line kind of curved up because a person's face is curved, and curved up here. And then just draw another crescent shape. That's going to be where we draw our ears. And then if you want to put the neck and the shoulders, you can draw those in as well. Usually a person's shoulder is about the size of the width of their head. So we're just going to draw those 2 shoulders in. All right, so now we have all the shapes drawn in that we can start to put our features. The mouth is about a third of the way from the bottom of the nose, and the eyes are about a third of the way from the bottom, or the top, I should say, of the brow. So we're going to draw a line right here, and this will be where we start to build our eyes. All right, let's finish drawing the nose. You know that you have a ball on your nose and then you have two nostrils. So let's draw those two nostrils in. And when we draw the nostrils and we bring our line up from the bottom of the nostrils, that will be where we start to draw the beginning of our eyes. Now, most people draw the eyes kind of like an almond shape, but in reality, what you want to do is you want to draw the eye like a extended triangle. You want to have it go up and then across and then down. Up, across, and then down. And that gives us the top of our eye. And then in this area here, you just use that to draw about a half of a circle. And you have the two eyes. And you can put the pupil in there if you want to. And we're going to come down here and do the mouth. So our mouth has, its width is about, if you were to bring the bottom of your eyes down to the middle of your mouth, you could see that that would be the end of your mouth. Kind of gives us an idea how wide it should be. But again, you can draw it a little bit wider if you think that the person that you're drawing, their mouth is wider. And then all you have to do is make a little, again, almost like a triangle, up. That'd be the top part of their lips. And then the bottom part of their lips, make a little line here. And then bring that up. And then you have the bottom. I'm going to make this a little wider. The bottom of their mouth. All right, so let's go to the ears. You have your earlobe. Bring that out. And ears are really a little bit more straight than a crescent shape. So we're going to bring the earlobe and then bring a line kind of straight up and then straight down. Make a little earlobe, straight up, and then curved a little bit right there. Okay, can you start to see the face coming together? Finish it off by bringing this line up and curving off the sides of that circle, because really your head is not that rounded. So what we can do is erase these lines, but before we do that, I'm going to give you a marker where you can start the hair. So if you look at this shape here, and you divide it up into 3, you can start to put the peak or the beginning of your hairline right there, and that will help us to start to build some hair on there. All right, so what I'd like you to do at this point is stop, and I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to have you erase all the extra lines, and then we'll come back. Once you've erased the extra lines, now we're going to go and we're going to try to refine some of the features. You can see that I added a little bit more detail to the nostrils, and I maybe rounded off the lips a little bit, and I added some eyelids over on this side of the face, over the top of the eyes. Now for your ears, you can draw a little triangular shape here and a little area here that we're going to kind of color in. That helps us to see the shape of the ear a little bit better, because your ears aren't just flaps, they have a structure to them that we want to draw onto our face. Now this is a girl's face, but you can make this into a boy's face. If you were just making the chin a little bit bigger and make it a little more square instead of rounded, that would help it to look more like a boy or a man, depending on who you want to create in your portrait. What we're going to do is we're going to add some hair onto this. So remember I put the little peak right here, that would be where your hairline starts. And you can draw hair however you want. If someone has short hair or long hair, I'm just going to draw my hair with a part right here down the middle. And I'm going to bring the hair around that area. Kind of from that part, have the hair go up. And we'll erase, of course, the extra lines, as I said before. Have it tie back here in the middle, like they have a little barrette or something in their hair. And I'm going to make mine a little curvy, curly hair, kind of like the people in my life. A lot of my family and friends have curly hair. And however you want to do it, you have some interesting shapes in the hair. So let's go down to the eyes, and you can see I left that line there. That's going to be where my eyebrows are, and I can erase part of that line. But your eyebrows usually end towards the end of your eye, so you can make your eyebrows kind of curve around and come down, or they can go straight. But most people have a little bit of shape to their eyebrows, so we're going to just draw. The eyebrow starts about at where the end of the eye is. I'm going to draw that shape this way and bring it around like that. And you can color them in, or you can leave them lighter depending on who you're drawing once again. And for the nose, our nose has a nostril. So we're going to draw the nostrils to come around like this, and then have your side of your nose come over and touch that edge. Now we left the ball of the nose there because when you're drawing this, if you want to, you can add some shading. And when you add the shading, you can erase part of this line or make it a little bit softer. And just draw some lines to come around and come around the bottom of where the nose, the circle we made is. So it looks like there's a little bit of shadow on this side of their face. I also drew a little bit of the teardrop on either side of the eye, as you can see here. Let me draw a little shadow right here too. And I would erase this line. We don't need this line to be so dark. Now on the mouth, when we're looking at our mouth, usually this part of your lips are a little bit darker than the bottom part of your lips because they're actually a little bit of a wedge. And so when they curve in, this becomes in shadow. If you wanted to put a little bit of shadow on the bottom of your lips, don't shade the whole thing, just put a little bit of a shadow right down here on the bottom. And for the eyes, the same thing. You have your pupil. You might want to put a little highlight on either side of your eye, and then color in this area at the top because your eyelids will shade the top of your eye. And just put a little bit more shadow right through here. Not so dark that you can't see your pupil, but just a little bit of shadow there. Alright, so we have our hair. When you draw hair, again, you can, if you want, you can just add a little bit of dark and light in the hair. Maybe put a little bit of dark right through here, around the ear. Maybe a little bit of dark on this side of the hair. Or bring your curls up like this and darken this side. And you can continue doing that, but we also want to erase the lines that we drew when we were drawing the head. You can get rid of these lines. You don't need them anymore because they'd be underneath the hair. And you can see my lines a little bit still because I drew really dark so that you could see it. But it doesn't matter if you can still see them on yours as well because you can color over them. You can add some more darks and lights and maybe hide it a little bit. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'll let you continue to work on yours when we are all done here. I always like to bring a little shading around parts of the face so that it doesn't seem as though there's such a strong dark line. So I'm just kind of coloring in this area here. You have some shading around this area. And your eyebrows. Alright, so we have the shape of the face. That is as far as I wanted to get you on this. And then I wanted to use some of the things that this person might like. Or if you're doing a portrait of yourself, maybe some of the things that you're grateful for, the things that you think about and really remember that you have in your life that make you feel very happy and thankful that you have. People are the most important part of our life, the people that we love. And this is why I wanted us to do a portrait, to help us remember how important those people are to us. Not just our own families, but the people that are working out there for us now during the quarantine, the people that are doctors and nurses and truck drivers and grocery store workers. People are so important, and people are what make our life worth living. So we're going to add some things to this person. And again, it can be a portrait of you or someone that you love that kind of represent the things that they like. So I'm pretending that I'm doing a picture of someone who likes to sew or likes patterns and likes flowers and bugs. And so I'm going to draw a little bit of a pattern behind their head. Now what I did is I have this pattern that I want to put, and if I put it underneath my paper, I can just see it underneath and I can trace it. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's kind of curvy like her hair. Doing it real quick, and I'll go back and fix it once I'm done kind of tracing a real quick outline on it. You can also use stencils. If you have some stencils at home, you can add some details with your stencils. That'll be fun. Let's put some stencils in there. And just fill that side of the picture up with different things. Now, how about if you're the person that you're drawing likes flowers? Why don't you put some flowers in here? I'm going to draw a little rose petal right through here, a rose bud. And then maybe I'll draw a big flower behind their head, roses. And again, you can draw whatever you want that kind of represents the things that you love about this person or the things that they like. My person's a gardener. She likes to be out in the garden and plant things and see beautiful things because she likes beautiful things and they make her happy. Or hopefully they make you happy when you see pretty things or beautiful things. You can draw anything you can think of. So use your imagination. This is the fun part of this, is to use our imagination. So when you have flowers, you also have butterflies. So maybe we'll draw a few butterflies. Now butterflies can be pretty easy to draw because if you think about it, draw a straight line and then just draw almost a triangle without a tip. Draw another one at the bottom. Maybe I'll draw a little one over here. Hopefully you can see this. Make it a little darker so you can see. Maybe I'll draw a little tiny one up here. And you may want to draw maybe a necklace or maybe a collar to a shirt. And again, you can erase and draw, erase and draw. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine got a little bit crooked, so I'm going to just redo that and put a little collar on my lady. Put a little brooch right here. And some more butterflies. And you continue to color in and darken. Put a little shadow on this side of her face as well. But again, use your imagination. Use the things that you like to do and draw. I'm going to put some little dots. I always like putting dots on things. It makes them feel like they have little sparkles. And I think I have a little round template too, or you can use a bottle cap. Whatever you want to do to make some patterns and shapes. And keep drawing and keep thinking about this person that you care about, or that cares about you, and how grateful you are that you have them in your life. And even though sometimes now our brothers and sisters, moms and dads, we're all together, and sometimes you can get into a little bit of getting tired of one another, but we remember that they're important to us and we love them. And even though this time we're all kind of in a scary time, or a time that we're not sure what's going to happen next, we can count on that the friends are going to be with us and our family are going to be with us, and we're not alone ever. So keep that in mind, and as you're drawing, take some time to enjoy yourself and relax and practice, and remember that art is fun. It's not like other things that you have to learn while you're home. It's not like mathematics, you have to always get the right answer. It's more about you getting an opportunity to express yourself, try something new, and have some fun. Hopefully you get a chance to do this with your brothers and sisters, moms or dads, aunts or uncles, grandmas or grandpas, and then you can talk about things that you remember and the things that you like together. So we hope that you'll enjoy this little recording, this exercise for fun, and we'll see you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. So I've colored in the colors and gradations and darkened in some of my lines, and you could do the same thing, or you could color whatever you feel comfortable with, wherever you want it to go. And you can see I put in some different shades, and the little last part I was going to do was to show you, you can shade in some of your areas if you'd like to. I'm going to just shade in this area right here. If you work with your pencil and kind of go in a circular motion, it gives you a nice, soft gradation. And depending on how much pressure you put on your pencil, you can see that you can go darker or lighter. I'm just going to kind of in a circular motion. And that helps you to shade in some of the areas. And it gives you a nice tone and some contrast to create interest within your drawing. So you can see that I'm just working back and forth, going right up against the lines, and I'm going in a circular motion. That way the blending is very smooth. You can also work in stroking, where you stroke your pencil one direction, and that will also give you some nice gradations that you can soften. And again, depending on, I'll darken it right through here. Depending on how much pressure you put on your pencil, it can go from dark to light. This would be a nice drawing that you could practice creating gradations in your drawings. It gives you a lot of control over your pencil. And when you're all happy with it, I'm just going to do a little bit right through here. Have it taper off and get a little bit lighter as it goes towards the middle here. When you're happy, then you can finish up by, you can go over the top of this with colored pencil, or if you don't want to add all this gradation, what you can do is just have a line drawing and then color it in with colored pencils or crayons, or you can paint it. Whatever you do, just enjoy yourself, have fun, and hopefully you'll have something that reminds you of someone you love, or some things that you love and you're grateful for in your own life. Here's the picture all done. Hope you have fun making yours.